coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. Ooh, America's awakened to lighten her load.
There we go. Oh, took a moment. Took a moment. Sorry about that. I plugged something into the wrong spot and I think it caused a surge. And yeah, that's why it just kind of like flashed there for a little bit. But looks like we're back up and running. You guys got me good? Got me good? I noticed we had people watching on X this morning. I got a lot of new followers on X. Thank you. Thank you. I joined one of the military communities on there and people have just been amazing. Um, so yeah, here, let me pull that up. Yep, we got people watching over there on X. Thank you. Those of you who are watching. Um Trying to think. Well, we got the war with Iran we're going to talk about today, but let's go through and welcome everyone. We have Joan Walton, who was first in here. Thank you, Joan. And then Hellhound. And then I see Sender in here. Welcome, welcome. Jack Miles is here. Good morning. We got Paul. Good morning, Paul. Who else we got? Who else do we have? Those are the big ones I'm seeing right now. Thank you. Good to have you guys here. What do you guys want to get into first? I've got some crazy liberal stuff, a couple stories, and then the big one is Iran. Hey, Nemesis, good morning. So we can talk about all this stuff. Excuse me, I started getting a cough again, so I apologize. Hey, Menace, good to see you. So, yeah, that's the big stuff happening in the world that we'll be going through today. Um, so yeah, they're doing major strikes on Iran. I hope it stays solely a bombing campaign. I bombing campaigns do not bother me. I don't want to see another ground war. Uh, yeah, like not for us. Not for us. We've been there, done that. Uh, let's see what else. Um, yeah, so far it looks like the bombing campaign is very effective. Um, they've been shooting rockets at our bases in the Middle East. Doesn't look like they're hitting anyone. I did see one a Navy base in Anamna, um, Bahrain was hit. They have been trying to bomb Israel, not really getting through. All those mech fires making all the way inside Khomeini's compound. Um, we'll see. We will see. So far, we don't know if Khomeini is dead. Don't know, but we were. What was it? 2 months ago when we bombed, we were very effective then. So, you know, uh, but we did warn the Iranian government, stop targeting your people. Stop targeting your people. And yeah, they didn't do that. So, um I do want to talk about this one. Yosemite National Park ranger fired for hanging transgender flag. Files lawsuit. So, question: how do we get rid on Omar as there is no was this state? Can you put up with her for another 2.9 years? Ilian Omar. um, here's the thing: let people like that serve. Yeah, let idiots like that serve because they show how crazy the other side is. When they vote in crazy people, let them vote in crazy people. I am not trying. People used to always try to like, we're gonna get Nancy Pelosi out. It's like she's a delegate from San Francisco. Like you're never voting her out. Embrace her. Show everything she says. You want these crazy people to get higher and higher in the party because they're nuts. AOC, she's in Queens. You're never going to vote her out. So uh highlight every crazy thing she does. So in 2025, former ranger and biologist Shannon S.J. Joslin and a group of climbers displayed a flag on El Capitan. Joslin was fired and accused of failing to demonstrate acceptable conduct. In the complaint filed on Monday, Joslin is suing the U.S. Department of Interior and the National Park Service, Department of Justice, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, and four others. Jocelyn claims the firing violated the First Amendment and Privacy Act rights. Um, here's I think this is going to be dismissed because my understanding is she did this in the course of her duties. That is my understanding. And if that's the case, sorry, you don't have a First Amendment right as a government employee working. You see this a lot. You see these people say, well, I have a right to privacy. It's like not when you're in the course of your duties as a government employee. Hey, bestie, you got the link if you want to jump in. Hey, Bradley, where is Ginger and Marianne?
You guys, Wendy's has
Which
new biggie
bestie?
deals starting at just $4. So now you
Which would bestie be Ginger? But yeah, you in the course of your duties as a government employee, you don't have a First Amendment right. Like like you do, but it's limited, very limited, because you are doing work of the people. You're doing the work of the people of Minnesota. I need to get me a long wig when I do my Jesse Ventura. Yeah, you take an oath. Every government employee takes an oath, and you have to. The people have the rights, and you can't infringe upon their rights. And your rights can be infringed upon as a government employee. You guys know I'm a big Second Amendment guy. Um, Government employees should not be just unilaterally carrying guns around, unless if you are a position that's trained for that and you're doing something security. But if you're a court stenographer, no, you should not be armed. Courts have long, even at the time of the founding, you could not carry a gun into a courthouse. You couldn't. That's why there's bailiffs and there's security there. So, and that's what I always say. If they are providing armed security, then you can make it a gun-free zone. But that one guy with a gun doesn't do that. You gotta have to have armed active security, like you would a courthouse. That's the standard. So yeah, a lot of these government employees, oh, you're taking away my First Amendment right. You don't have that as in the course of your duties. After work, on your weekends, by all means. I live in Minnesota, so sick and tired of the drama. Right, right. But this woman, yeah, she climbed, and this was a political statement. There are some people who were trying to say, oh, it's not a political flag. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Like, flags are political statements. They are. And some people just don't get that. So here, there we go. Now we'll get on to the next one here. Oh yeah, this one. I saw parts of this one. So let's see what this loony has to say.
At this point in time, I like to blow off steam by saying
Let me know if you have a problem hearing this in any way, because I will fix it.
At this point in time, I like to blow off steam by saying mean things to MAGA people who I have confirmed are real people and not bots online. And I've found one.
Aren't these the people that wear Be Kind shirts? I'm going to say mean stuff to them. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out what mean stuff this one says.
Bots online. And I've found one thing that you can say that gets them to delete their account and gets them to shut the fuck up every single time. And it's very interesting to me, but it makes a lot of sense. It's really mean. It's really mean. So if you're going to be upset by that, then this is not the content for you.
It's really mean, guys. Oh, I live in California. Trust me, the circus is here. And we've got tents all over.
The content for you. But you say to them when they're spouting off about how happy they are that someone is getting deported and that those people are criminals, whatever, you say, was it your mom or your dad, and was it drugs or alcohol? Because to be...
Oh my God, no. Will you say it's your mom or dad or drugs or alcohol? Oh no.
Drugs or alcohol. Because to be as evil...
Okay, here we go with the assumptions of people. Here we go.
Evil and hateful, and to gleefully watch people be ripped away from their families, it is almost a certainty that they have a fucked up attachment style because they had shitty parents. And instead of going to therapy and working on it and just becoming a better person, that
Do you think she has gone to therapy and became a better person? Everything they do is projection. This is projection. This would bother her. You know, it was funny because I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and he was like, he'd said something on Reddit, and a bunch of liberals were super mad at him and all coming at him. And he was like, "What should I do?" And I was like, "Oh, here, let me help you. Let the master troll help you." I was uh, like he responded to the substance they were saying, and I was like, "Now add this. Add, you should probably call your dad and apologize to him because." This is like she's just telling you she's got issues with her parents. She's projecting. That's exactly what this is.
hatred has seeded inside of them and has made them an evil, terrible, shitty fucking person. Every single time. Every single time I've said that to someone, they delete their account and they stop.
Yeah, that didn't happen. That did not happen. Yes, I'm gonna take things that did not happen for 500, Alex. If you enter this country illegally, not through designated border crossing, you're broken the law. Period. Yeah, absolutely. We got the best therapist counselor in the world. I have the best parents. Thank you, libtards. Mine taught me morals, respect, and how to obey laws. Right? Right? Like, I just went on a cruise with my parents. Like, I've got a great relationship. Do you think she's still invited to Thanksgiving dinner, or do you think it's like, do we invite her, or do we choose peace this year with her fucking stupid rainbow sweater?
Yapping at me and stop harassing me back.
Let's look at. Oh, she's got tattoos on her wrist. We're Yeah, we can see the tattoos. Red flag. Oh, the heart. Yeah, the heart. They always need the heart. Um, I'm shocked though that she doesn't have a septum ring and doesn't have the stupid ear thing. I'm shocked she doesn't have that. Um, Probably lives with their parents, both dads. Right? Right? Um, like, yeah, people delete their account after saying, "Oh, was it your dad or mom or drugs and alcohol?" Okay. Mhm. I'm sure you got masses of people um deleting their accounts. I'm sure of it. Uh this one is not, it's not a video. But it's another one of these just crazy libs with, again, like, it says men love to say that they built the world, but they conveniently leave out that it was built off women's ideas and their free labor. What? What? First off, okay. What ideas? Because I study Marcus Aurelius and John Locke and Voltaire. Okay, there are some women out there with ideas, but it's nowhere like women were not at the forethought, and that was partially, yeah, they were suppressed, but it's also partially because of the jobs that women took then that they take now. Free labor. Are you talking about teaching and nursing? What are you talking about? Like, there was not like a rash of women looking to become brick masons, you know? It's like that still to this day. Like, even when women go into STEM research and or STEM stuff, most of them are going into more like research fields rather than like engineering. But what free labor are you talking about that the world was built off of? This is just, and look, crazy eyes. Again with the crazy eyes. Septum ring theory, 100%, never undefeated. Just, oh my God, it's just ridiculous with these people. Oh, Oh, we got some new followers. Thank you. Yes, Kitty. This cat has been a pain in my butt today. Just a pain in my butt. Do you want to see everybody? Come here. Say hello to everybody. Conspiracy Kitty is here. Some of you follow him on X. Thank you. Thank you for following him. Yes. Okay. There was one more thing that I wanted to get into that I wanted to get into earlier this week. Let me pull it up here because I'm going to read it. Here we go. No, I don't want that. No, don't want that. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Oh, can I put it up? Oh, can you with your nails? Get out of here. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up this statement. Here we go. I got it. All right. So for those of you who don't know, the BAFTAs, they have a movie out about a guy with Tourette's. He was at the BAFTAs and he yelled out the N-word. He actually yelled out a bunch of offensive things, homophobic slurs, and just some in general stuff that was offensive. They edited all that out, but they left in where he yelled out the N-word. Just like how that woman from DIY rehab show, whatever, like the producers left in her saying the N-word on that show. Like, are these producers must be just trying to get these people fired? That's the only thing I can figure out. They're trying to cause, like, why are you leaving that in? Like, I understand it's offensive, but you don't need to highlight it. You don't. So we're gonna get into Balin, and of course Balin has Tourette's. I
don't like the name Mike.
She's got Tourette's, so she's got her tics. And we're going to read the statement. She did not put her tics in the statement, which to me is a completely and totally missed opportunity. So we're going to read her statement, and I'm going to put in some of her tics. So that way we get the full experience of Balin Dupree. I need to speak on this as someone who lives with Tourette's. When you live with this disorder, you lose control of your own voice sometimes. Tics are not thought, or that's a terrifying thing. Tics are not thoughts. They are not opinions. They're not secret beliefs hiding underneath the surface. They're involuntary neurological impulses like a sneeze or a hiccup, except sometimes they attach themselves to words that carry weight, history, and pain.
You're bald.
You're bald.
Can you imagine how heartbreaking it is to say something you don't mean? To hear a word that come out of your mouth and feel immediate shame? To want to crawl out of your own body because your brain betrayed you?
I don't like the name Mike.
People who think if a slur comes out, it must reflect what's in your heart. But Tourette's doesn't pull from hatred. It often pulls from anxiety, from fear, from the very thing you're most scared of saying. The brain misfires on what feels changed or charged or taboo. It doesn't excuse the hurt a word carries. Words matter. History matters. Pain matters.
You're done. You're done.
But so does neurological reality. There's a difference between intent and impulse. Living with Tourette's means constantly apologizing for something you didn't choose. It means living with the fear that one moment could define you forever. It means knowing that no matter how kind you are, no matter what you believe, one tick could make the world decide who you are, and that's devastating. You can hold space for the harm of a word while also hiding space for the reality of a disorder. Compassion doesn't cancel accountability, but education matters. Please understand this. When someone with Tourette's says something offensive as a tic, it is not coming from their heart. It's coming from a brain that sometimes doesn't give them a choice to leave.
You're bald.
You're bald.
So that was Balin's take. And the other thing I want to talk about is there's this woman who does she does reviews. She's got really shitty takes. Her name is Grace Randolph, and she's very well respected in Hollywood as a film critic. And she was talking about this, and it's almost like she didn't understand what Tourette's was because she was just complaining about the guy. First, she said that he could control his tics. You can't control tics. Then she did what Balin was explaining here. She was saying that these are opinions he actually holds. That is not the truth. Then she was even suggesting that even though they were doing a movie about this guy, that he shouldn't have been in the theater. They should have segregated him, which again, that's discrimination. Now, should he have been in the front row? Probably not. I think that's where they were. I think they were setting him up for failure there, and they were also setting him up for failure by not editing it out and letting it go. They could have absolutely done stuff, but that was a choice by the that was a choice by the producers and people who don't realize that's who they should really be outraged at for that for the BAFTAs and also for the woman who did the DIY show. The producers absolutely screwed both of those people over. Why are producers trying to put the N-word out there on our TV? Should be asking. There's another woman on TikTok who does Uber driving. She has Tourette's. She's hilarious. I do watch what's her name? The one gamer girl. She's really pretty too. And she's got Tourette's. And she's any gamer with Tourette's is always going to be funny. But she's a Twitch streamer. Yeah. Tourette's makes you say the exact things you don't want to say. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You're bald.
I am.
You're bald.
I do like the thing with Balin and her sister where she's like, I maybe Georgie can tell me what her name is, where she's like, she has herpes, and she's like, I don't. And then she's like, she does this, and she's like, I don't. And she's like, she has a vagina, and she's like, I do. Oh, let's see. We got more stories here. Let's read them. Unless if you guys, all the stuff I prepared, I've now gone through. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, let me know. Okay. So let me share this one out. Randy dropped the bombshell of Lynette's own words. I'll have to. I was reading the filings the other day. I didn't see that, but we'll check it out. Sweet Anita, yeah, that's her. She is really funny. She is really funny. I'm jumping between here and Facebook. No worries, no worries. You know, I didn't check if anyone is watching us on Rumble. No one on Rumble. Everyone is either watching on X or YouTube. Thank you. Wherever you're watching from, thank you. Our world is a mess politically and idiot. Yeah, that's true. Alpine divorce is a viral new dating term. It's causing panic across the internet. Okay, let's read about this. Horrifying dating term going viral, and every dater needs to be aware of it. The internet is abuzz right now with the term alpine divorce. They are bearing the lead. Where the hell are they getting these journalists? It happens when a couple goes out on a date in nature. Think a hike, camping trip, bike ride, and then one abandons the other in the wilderness to fend for themselves. It's a horrible form of abuse, experts say. It's also not uncommon as you might think. Okay. So I get a lot of women here in California. You know, everyone here in California thinks they're all super outdoorsy, and you're not. You're not. Okay. Yeah. You think you are, but you're not. And I'll give you as my example. Right behind this my webcam, about a mile behind it is Joshua Tree National Park. We get people from LA who come out here and die in the park every year because they're not used to this environment. They think they're super outdoorsmen and oh yeah, we're gonna go do that, and then they die. Okay, you're not outdoorsy. You aren't planning stuff. And I get all these women that I've talked to about possibly dating, and several have gotten mad that I don't enjoy camping. I don't. I don't like camping at all. Or not camping, but hiking. I will camp. I will camp. But I don't hike. I do not go hiking. And they're all like, "Why? It's so good." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Uh, For all the reasons you like it are all the reasons I hate it. The Marine Corps ruined walking in um nature for me. Like it is not fun for me at all. Like I'll do a walk. If you're like, "Hey, let's just go on a walk." I'll do a walk in my neighborhood and stuff. If you're like, "Hey, let's walk up to the ice cream store and get some ice cream." Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Um you have horrible taste in women. That is not wrong, Georgie. You are not incorrect. Oh, did I make a meme that's gonna go out and it's gonna go out in like 2, 3 weeks. Uh, I'll send it to you, Georgie. In fact, I'll send it to you right now. Hold on. Because it's funny and true, and you're gonna be like, yeah, yeah. All right. I'm gonna send it to your Facebook. Georgie's getting an early sneak peek. The idiots from LA are not prepared for the heat or the requirements to survive. The idiots in LA die when a minimal amount of rain comes because they can't drive. They suck at driving. Like, and they'll be like, "Well, it's because there's oil on the road, and the oil causes you to lose traction." That is not why. They just go too fast. I remember one day it was stop chasing bad decisions, but it's so much fun.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
But yeah, uh it was like we had a day where there was a massive storm. And I was in an area where we get a lot more tourists. And like I'm looking to pull out onto Highway 62, which is the main highway right here through 29 Palms. Like all that's the one that you take to take you almost all the way to Palm Springs, right? Major highway. People are still going 50 miles per hour as it's pouring rain. And the guy behind me, I'm waiting. He's honking his horn, wanting me to pull out in front of these assholes. Sorry, no, I'm not putting my life in danger so that you can get somewhere just a little bit earlier. These people are horrible. That 29 Palms short, was that not funny? Like I showed it to so many people on base. They were like, "Send that to me. It's true." Uh, check messages after. Oh, kind of makes sense that prison women would like camping, wide open spaces, and no walls, right? For those of you who do a segment on the show called Skipper Looking for Love, at prisoners who are looking for love. Um, you should know men flock to red flags like moths to a flame, right? I'm guilty. I am so guilty. But I can fix her. Oh, Jack, trust me. I know full well what I'm getting myself into. uh But because here's the thing, the red flags, the crazy women do more. Grippy socks, grippy box. My sound is cutting in and out. I wonder. It could be a remnant from my from what I did earlier, right, Cinder? Like the moment she tells me she's got a problem with her dad, I'm on board with that relationship.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now,
Hey, Jack, sometimes you know, I'm a Marine. Marines run to the sound of the gunfire. But let's get back to the hiking and the outdoors. Like women, I'll just tell you guys, women, if you're doing a hiking date as a date, you're an idiot. You're an idiot because there's going to be less chance for someone to grape you out, or more of a chance for someone to grape you out in nature. I'm trying to keep it PG for YouTube. Here's the other thing, like, even if you're in an established relationship, when my marriage was falling apart, my ex wanted me to go hiking with her, and I was like, "Are you out of your freaking mind? You think I'm gonna hike on any of these mountain ranges with you where you can just be like, oh, he fell." I am not an idiot. Like, I understand where the red flags are, but I also am not going to put myself in a completely dangerous situation. You know what I need is what's his name from The Simpsons saying, "I'm in danger."
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete retard.
So yeah, if your relationship is failing and your significant other says, "Hey, let's go hiking." If you're going out on a first or second date and they say, "Let's go to this national park and go for a walk," you are just setting yourself up to be killed. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, no one can hear you scream. And by the time they find you, the coyotes have gotten to you. And they're not going to find out how they're not going to find out how you were killed. Ralph Wiggum. Yes, thank you, Jack. Just like, do you really think Lacey Peterson wanted to go fishing as she was 8 months pregnant? No. Stephanie Sarkis, a psychotherapist specializing in narcissistic abuse, among other mental health issues. Let me just say, dating apps filled with narcissists. Filled with narcissists. That is like a cornucopia. So yeah, that is a lot of who you're going to meet on dating apps is narcissists. Says she had clients who have had unfortunately experienced this. She says an alpine divorce can be deeply traumatic, causing immense mental and physical distress. You're letting someone take you. This is what amazes me about women who will cover their drink and shit, and then as soon as a guy's like, "Hey, let's go hiking on our first date," they're like, "Oh yeah, let's go out to a place where I don't have any cell phone service." Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna just completely work out. Here's the other reason I don't do that. What happens if we're out on a, let's say, a outdoors date and I suddenly have to use the bathroom? Yeah, it's gonna I oh it'll be like the start of the one Mamas and the Papas song. All the leaves are brown. Oh, so that's the other reason I don't go to stuff like that. Hey, there's Chris chatting with Sasquatch. If you guys haven't followed Chris, go check out his thing. You're doing Bible study tomorrow, correct? Correct, Chris? I like to jump into his Bible study he does on Sundays. Really good dude. He's on Rumble and YouTube and TikTok, I believe. I see him on YouTube and TikTok. I'm not on Rumble as much. I do go on there for a couple shows that primarily stream on there. I've seen it a few times. Sarkis says for a lot of people, that's their worst fear: being in an environment where we don't have over what's going on and being abandoned somewhere. That's the key right there. It's control. You're giving someone control of you. It'll be so romantic if you watch me pee. Yeah, no thanks, right? Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It triggers me.
Oh. I think we all have abandonment to different degrees, being out in an area that you do not know, where there's wildlife, where you could easily get lost, especially if it's unmarked. That's real for people. Yeah. The term appears to take its origin from a late 1800s short story called An Alpine Divorce, written by Robert Barr. Tale involves a man who attempts to murder his wife while the two are out hiking on a mountain. You don't have to murder her. Like, you don't have to like physically stab her. You just push. And then yeah, she fell. She got too close to the edge. She was looking over, and because the only thing that's going to prove it in that sense is if you have a witness.
Emotional damage.
The term alpine divorce has been getting newfound attention thanks to a recent viral TikTok trend in which a woman shares a video of herself alone out in nature. The video, which has over 19 million views, includes the text that says, POV, you're on a hike with him in the mountains and he leaves you alone by yourself and you realize he never liked you to begin with. Why are you giving someone that much control over yourself, your environment? This is where women go after toxic. Like, I hear all these women talk about toxic masculinity, and then they chase the bad boys. It's like, yeah, you say one thing, you do the other. Like, do not like that's why are you giving someone that much power over you? I just don't get it. You'll never see me do that. I prefer the wilderness. I will just walk away, let the drama llama do what they want, right? Comments are full of horrified and shocked reactions, as well as people relating to her experience. So, stupid people. My boyfriend did this to me. One person wrote, I found another hiker to show me how to get back, and then I went home and blocked his number. Oh, good for you. Good for you. You blocked his number. He left you alone, you retard. I got left alone in the forest once, had to walk back 2 hours by myself after he drove off. My friend got abandoned by her partner on a trail. She goes hiking consistently now with on her own with her dog. Oh, that's the other thing. Some of these women, they think a dog is a savior. Oh my god. They get these big breeds that they can't control. Like, they'll go and get a rescue pit bull and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna name him Snuggles." And it's like that dog is looking to eat your freaking infants, man. And every time there's a story, I love trolling people. Like, it'll be like Pitbull mauls toddler, and I'll be like, "What did the toddler do?" These people get so mad. Pitbull people get very mad. They're like, "It's how when you raise them." I'm like, "Yeah, but they're kind of like the official breed of like every dog pound." So there's a lot of shitty people raising them badly. And it's almost always a single woman's dog that mauls people. That's because they don't treat them like dogs. They treat them like babies. And especially if you have a large breed that you want to protect you can't treat them like a baby. You have to, like, some breeds respond best to dominance training. And that's what you have to do. I've hunted and tracked for so long, I can read signs and know to head downhill towards water, then follow the river to the highway. Yep, princesses love children. I'm in and out with the mister and working on the dragon's habitat. No worries, no worries. Like, ladies, if you feel unsafe, don't get yourself a dog, get yourself a gun. Learn how to use the gun. I'm telling you, guns stop grape. They stop grape. Sorry, I got people sending me stuff here. Let me see what this is. Because sometimes people send me stuff while the show's going on. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, Jack, I go there. Oh, the owner is at fault, lack of social. Well, that and it's always the same breed. It's always the same breed, Jack. Sorry, not sorry. You- Show me show me. I'll tell you what. I'll leave pit bulls alone if you can show me a dog pound somewhere, a no kill shelter that isn't 70% pit bulls. And I don't start playing games with the name. Oh, that's not a pit bull. That's an American such and such terrier. No, it's not. It's a pit bull. Trust me. I've been kicked out of several pit bull Facebook groups uh, just by going in and be like, "Oh my God, your rescue is so cute. What kind of toddlers do you feed them?" I've never had issues. My pity is the one I had when kids were little would destroy someone over the kids and me. Yeah, that's not healthy. That's not healthy, Georgie. Sorry. That's not healthy. Your dog, like dogs are a great warning sign. But if your dog is not professionally trained, then it's a problem. It is a problem. Sorry, not sorry. I, like a Marine who's a trained sociopath, perfectly fine. Sociopath out in the wild, big problem. It's the same with people as it is dogs. The shelters are full of pitties because the owners don't properly care for them. Well, because where did you get your pit bull? Because most people I know who have pit bulls are like, oh, someone was giving away puppies at Walmart. Stupid, stupid. It is abandonment. The person that does this usually has a lack of empathy, and they may not. They may have shown a lack of empathy in other areas. Again, women chasing the bad boys, and then complaining about all men. Um, did you guys see the one thing I put out the other day where it was women on dating apps, and it was where I was you need a hero, and it's the part where she sings "Where have all the good men gone?" That's what all these women say, and it's like, well, you're still going after the bad boys, and guess what? That's how you're going to be treated. Best advice you can if you're a parent to a young man, best advice you can give him is treat women like shit, and they're going to love you. Sorry, that's just reality. Dogs are supposed to be protectors. She went through thousands of dollars training, and I paid $500 for her when she was 6 weeks old. Um, Dogs are not supposed to be protectors. They're not. They're really not. Some breeds are. They've been bred for that, but no. Um, Dogs are pack animals. Like Glory barks like a son of a bitch. That is her way of letting me know. Yeah, no, you should not put your protection in someone else's hands. Having a dog is like saying, "I don't need a gun because there's cops here." No, you need to have a gun. You need to have a gun. You should have a gun. You should train with it. You should know how to safely and comfortably operate that gun. Sorry. And if you're hoping your dog to protect you, you're probably gonna die. Sorry. It's dogs can be very effective. I think every cop should be a canine unit. I really think of how much shit would stop because a lot of people, they don't want to be bitten. But the thing is, that dog, it can only do so much. Like, yeah, dogs are not the be all end all. And a lot of cops will tell you, the little yap yap dogs, they're the ones who help stop most crime because they don't shut the fuck up. They're the ones who will let you know someone's in your house. The big dogs, no. I'm looking to see if there's anything else about alpine divorces that we want to talk about. I would recommend talking to a therapist because that type of abandonment can be really traumatic. No, you should talk to a therapist because of how you got yourself into that situation. That's why you should talk to a therapist. Why are you chasing broken people? That's like me, I go after the red flags. I go after the crazy women. I know exactly why I do it. 100% I know. Again, grippy socks, grippy box. At no point am I under the delusion that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry this one. No, been there, done that. And I got out. Do you guys realize how cheap I got out on my divorce? Like, so cheap. And she was like, do you know how much money you're gonna have to pay me? She used to love saying that. Do you know how much money you're gonna have to pay me? And I was like, well, you do you. That's fine. I didn't care about the money. Yeah, I did not care at all about the money. One thing I cared about was my kid. That's what I cared about. So I'm gonna show you guys this. This is on my channel, and this went out the other day. This went out yesterday.
Mustard on a beat, broke deep boat in rap. He a freak though, man down, color amber lamps, tell him breathe.
So that was inspired by a friend of mine, a guy that I work with. Oh my God, talk about toxic ex. His is actually she's a substance addict, and but she was given spousal support because they were married over 10 years. And in California, you got to pay for spousal support. Once you go over 10 years, it's like you got to pay like 5 years. It's like half the time of the marriage, right? But she was like, I told him, I'm like, you are so lucky. He walked out of court without having to pay any spousal support anymore. And she has to pay him child support. Because substance abuse issues, he's got the kids. But of all the things you shouldn't do in court, his ex went into court and did all of them. Like, there were things that she didn't file. There were things that she filed. What's the term? She filed not incorrectly, but like left things out. So that's a big no-no. She got into a screaming match with the judge. And what's funny about it is, like, he wasn't going to do he was not going to get a lawyer because early on he had a lawyer who screwed him over. And I know the lawyer that he had. And yeah, that lawyer sucked. But yeah, as we were talking, I was like, he was telling me all the things about his divorce. I've gone through one, so I'm listening to him. And I told him, I said, look, this judge is looking to screw you over. Looking to screw you over. So he had his court date this month, but it was set a year ago. There's no reason for divorce court to take a year. Hey, Julie, welcome. So yeah, there's no reason for divorce court to take a year. None whatsoever. If they're putting it out a year, it's because they are doing horrible stuff. Like, they're trying to screw you over. So that's what this judge was doing. And I was like, dude, this judge is trying to F you over. But and she was, and he went in but he did everything right, was like, look, here's how much I'm making. Here's, all this stuff. Like he laid everything out. The judge kind of yelled at him a little bit because she said things were turned in late, and they really weren't. And he explained, look, I turned them into your clerk, and your clerk had me correct things. So they really weren't turned in late. Um, and when turned in late, 2 weeks prior. That's what we're talking about. They were turned in 2 weeks prior. But he did turn in everything. He's like, I did everything in good faith. And just kind of talk through that. And then his ex doesn't have a job, is not on disability, is not trying to get any type of job, and is not paying child support. And the judge was like, I told you last time you had to get a job or get on disability. And did you bring any doctor's stuff? And she was like, I didn't know I had to bring that. And the judge was like, are you out of your effing mind? And the judge was like, I'm inclined to lower the spousal support to 0 so you get a job. And she was like, we were married however many years. And like they just started screaming at each other. And to the judge's credit, because like I said, the judge was looking to screw him over. But to the judge's credit, she took a recess and said, okay, we're gonna calm everyone down. She told my buddy, she's like, when we come back, you might be the only one here. I might not let her back in my courtroom. She did, but he walked out without having to pay spousal support. And I'm like, dude, you are so freaking lucky that your ex is insane. So lucky that she's insane. Because anyone else would have been paying. He was paying like $1,500 every month to a woman who's not working and not paying child support. So crazy. And yeah, just again, no type of no type of self-realization on her end at all. Just like many of these liberals that we see out there, just women who just, I don't know what it is about American women. They think they can just stumble through life and they're going to find some man who's going to be their savior and then take care of them. And then when they get a man who does that, they treat them like shit. And then they're the ones who divorce or kick them to the curb and then are like, we're all the good guys in your friend zone. That's where they are. And you're going to treat them like shit anyway. So, I'm trying to think what else we want to talk about. Neil Sedaka died. The guy who sang "Breaking Up Is Hard to Do." 86 years old. Still sounded pretty good. He's not like Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli, they get that video of him standing on stage. And but they're playing "Sherry Baby" in the thing, like perfect. But he's like, it's like that's elder abuse. They need to do something to save Frankie Valli. But yeah, Neil Sedaka, from what I saw, still sounded good at 86. Still hitting some of those high notes. Because that's the other thing. These men, they get old and they can't hit those notes anymore. They lose that range. They still are looking for Savannah Guthrie, but as you guys all know, she's down in Mexico. She took over the cartel, and she's leading a coup. That's my theory, at least. The good guys see the BS and distance themselves from the nightmare. Yeah, like a good guy would much rather just be alone. Blame the Kardashians. It's not just Kardashian. I'll tell you, women, women should not listen to other women. I've jokingly said I should start giving people bad advice and just do a bad advice for them where like I just read like YouTube stuff and just give people horrible advice. And but if for women, if you really want to do that, talk to your girlfriend group. You're gonna get shitty advice. because some women want to live their fantasies through their friends, and others hate their friends. Um, the good guys are working to pay some other crackheads spousal support. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. But that's why I'm single, because I have healthy boundaries. And there are women who want to date me, but I'm like, well, I've got this going on, or I've got this going on. And yeah, you're not going to see me. Like, I've got no woman that wants to date me is going to see me today. My son is here. He's here. And I am going to take that time to spend time with him. Is he a teenager? Yes. Can he deal without me being here? Yes. But I like being a dad. I want to be a dad. Why would I want to go spend time with some woman who is just going to make my life harder? I'd much rather I'd rather put that energy into having quality time with my son, who's going to grow up and start a family of his own. And I hope he makes that same choice. Can you guys tell I've thought through all this stuff? I've talked through all this stuff in therapy. Like, so I've got my priorities. Like, I understand. I I see my red flags. But having a girlfriend for fun and having a girlfriend for for long-term commitment, two totally separate things. News Nation, one YouTuber still set up outside Nancy Guthrie's house, the house given back to the family. She's down in Mexico. She took over the cartel. She started the bombing in Puerto Vallarta. If I had healthy, no, I do understand healthy boundaries, and I understand when I ignore my healthy boundaries. I do. Trust me, I get it. There are sometimes sometimes you have to break even your own boundaries, so then you understand why these are boundaries every once in a while. It's kind of like, I don't drink that much anymore, but every once in a while I need to drink enough to be like, oh yeah, that's why I don't do that. On the cruise, I had one night where I didn't black out. But like, I woke up hurting the next day, and it was like, yeah, that's why I don't drink like that anymore. But if it happens twice a year, that's okay. I'm looking here to see. Here, let's see if I can do some bad advice. I'm on Reddit. They always do this in Am I the A-hole? And I know a lot of YouTubers do this, but let's see what I come up with. Let's see what these are. I'll tell you the ones I hate is when it's young people. Like, I don't care. Like, teenagers and like people in the early 20s coming in here, it's always the same like bullshit advice. But like, if it's someone in their 30s, they're looking for real advice, like real advice. You didn't black out, you got stupid and took it out on the flips. Hey, you got to do that every once in a while. Hey Rick, how's it going? And with crazy girls, buttholes, they're kind of like 9-volt batteries. If you put your tongue to them, it's not going to be good, but you still want to do it anyway. This is the content you guys come here for. Here we go. Am I the asshole for dyeing the sweater my sister-in-law knitted for me? My sister-in-law, brother's wife, offered to make me a sweater. I am also a knitter, and I understand the time, effort that goes into a project. I said yes, but asked if I could pick out the color, and she said I would happily pay for the yarn. She declined and said she wanted it as an excuse to use up her stash. She is big time tee hee, I have a stash beyond life expectancy type. Uh that that's another thing about my ex. My ex was a hoarder of wrapping paper. She had an amount of wrapping paper that would only be appropriate if she were a midget that lived in the North Pole. Like, she hoarded it. And I was like, we need to get rid of this wrapping paper. You don't need this much. Um, she finished the sweater for me and it fit great. But it was in a beige color I would never wear. I'm a soft autumn who favors plums, roses, terracottas, olives. Oh my god, I hate this person. I already hate this person. Uh this is the type of woman that you go on a date and she's gonna pull out a ukulele. That is my absolute freaking nightmare. Like, you want to, that would be my alpine divorce. We go to like a park or something for a date and she pulls out a ukulele. I'm just getting up and walking and I'm like, yeah, I just can't. Butthole battery acid sounds like a great garage metal name. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Inconceivable!
Oh, that is funny. I don't like plain colors very much, but I love the look of the sweater, so I ended up dyeing it to a pretty green. I reach for it all the time. I wore it when I was hanging out with family and she was there. She looked at it. She said it looked like the one she made me. I said that it was, but I dyed it. She stared at me for a long time and finally said, I wish you would have told me you were going to do something like that. I wouldn't have wasted my time, my malembringo on you. Okay. I was taken aback and told her I absolutely love the sweater. I just would never have worn it as a beige sweater. She got the sour lemon look on her face and said she would keep it in mind to never knit me anything for me again. She got up and left the room. I didn't talk to her the rest of the night. I live in a different city than my family, so I probably won't see her again for a while. She has every right to not knit for me again, but was dyeing a sweater really that big of a deal? I thought it would be better for me to dye a color I would wear than for me to never wear it again. Um, and now we know why Skipper is divorced. You never mess with a woman's stash. I never threw him out, Diane. I never threw, but I was saying, look, this is a problem. Hoarding anything is a problem, and I am guilty of it. And I've had people point out, hey, you're hoarding this, and I'm like, okay, and you should probably deal with the psychological issues that come with that. I left the room for 5 minutes, come back, and Skipper's talking about crazy girls' buttholes. What the fuck? That's what happens with this show, Miss Jams. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we talk about crazy women and wild shit. So, is she the asshole for dyeing the sweater? No, I think the problem is everything else about this post. I mean, hey, you know what you should do? Here's what you should do for your sister-in-law. Buy her a gun. There you go. Hey, Larry, good to see you. We're giving bad advice this morning. I'm reading things from Reddit, and we're giving people advice. Let's see. Top and past week. There we go. Okay. Tia, this is. Oh wait, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Bad advice is always good. Oh, and us veterans, we can give some bad advice. This is from our advice. I found out my mom is still friends with my grapist and brought him over to the house. Now, again, this is from a teenager. I normally am not supportive of this, of anything that they do, because normally what they talk about is really mundane shit. And this could be that. We'll see. It doesn't seem like it, but let's read on. When I, 18 female, was little, there was a guy my mom was friends with who ended up abusing me for years. I was never able to get him arrested, but my mom believed me that it happened. Tonight, I came home from work and found her in the living room, sitting right next to him on the couch. I asked her why the F he was here and she explained that he was still her friend and that she forgives him for what he did. He tried talking to me as if he wasn't the reason I have severe PTSD, and I stormed out. And I went to my boyfriend's house. Words can't even begin to describe how I feel right now. I am so livid and hurt that she would see him as worth having in her life, knowing the amount of pain he caused me. How the F am I supposed to move on knowing that my mom seemingly doesn't care what he did? Um, People are saying, okay, the house is not safe for you. I would cut my relationship with my mom. People are giving good advice. So let's give her some bad advice. You need a gun. You need a gun. Don't worry about getting trained with it. Just get yourself a gun. If this guy shows up again, you're justified. That's my bad advice. A lot of my bad advice is going to be you need a gun immediately. Having problems with your unruly teenage son, get yourself a gun. Let's see what else. Ooh, this is one I've got experience with. Do I contact CPS? Mom just wants to get lucky. Yeah. Mom is insane and is like does not care who else gets abused. Mom is one of those who I can't find a good man. Okay. Mom is, older. She hit the wall. She doesn't look as good as she used to. And now she's just taking any any positive attention she can get, even if it's with the most toxic of men. And she's going to complain, well, we're all the good guys. And it's like, oh yeah, no, you you have more red flags than a Chinese communist parade. Like, and no good man. Like, I did the one thing that I put up on TikTok of, it was all these women, and like one woman had 12 kids and wanted to know where the good men are. It's like, lady, that was your husband. And if it wasn't your husband, you have horrible taste in men and you probably should just be alone. So we'll get back to this one. Do I contact CPS? I woke up late for work, and as I'm heading out, seen a little girl, 6 by the way, outside by a car with the car alarm going off. I didn't think anything of it. I honestly assumed her parents were outside as well, because why would a child be out alone at this time of night? This was posted 4 hours ago. Okay, so like 4 a.m. If it's East or West Coast, I was about to pull off. She's waving at me. I stopped for a second to see if anyone else was with her, but I didn't see anyone. So I asked if she's okay, and she said no. I got out of the car and asked what happened. She said her mommy locked her in the car because she was asleep and can't get in the house. We were knocking on the door for about 15 minutes before I decided to put her in my car. I gave her a ring pop and Bluey to watch on my iPad while we were waiting for the cops. Long story short, after banging on windows and doors for a while, the police were able to get a hold of her parents. I get things happen, but how do you go to bed without making sure your kids are safely asleep? I'm a mom and I know how kids can be, so I have many thoughts running through my head. All it takes is the wrong person to see her, and then what? I'm so distraught right now. Well, first off, with my bad advice, get a gun, because if you have unruly 6-year-olds roaming your streets, you're in an unsafe area. And then other advice, I think you should tell the parents that you're calling CPS. That is horrible advice. Okay. Ooh, this one could be good. This one could be good. 46M. My girlfriend broke up with me for things I can't change about myself. I don't know how to move forward. I'm scared of my capacity to love again. Uh, my girlfriend, 31F, so he's 46 male, she's 31F, probably has some daddy issues. Good on you, bro. Broke up with me on Valentine's Day. It wasn't planned, it just unraveled. We were going to have a day in, cooking together, just enjoying each other's company like we had done many times before. Ugh. Cooking together. Ugh. Our love for one another was perfect. Was it though? Was it though? Um, with attraction, we were both obsessed with each other. We both enjoyed each other's company, and we could talk about all the hard things. Oh, dude, you already sound like a queer. We never yelled at each other, and we were both respectful when issues arose. That wasn't the problem she saw in me. Yes, there was a 15-year age gap. Again, good on you. Good on you. I am a 2-time divorced father of 2. From my second marriage. She knew all this and seemed like she was willing to accept all the baggage I came with. I learned so much from my previous relationship of what not to do who my partner need and who my partner needs from me. For 14 months, everything was amazing. I could really see that I finally got it right with finding the perfect person for me. I seem I seem to be the perfect person for her because she said I made her feel so safe and seen. Daddy issues. Um, I would not do the little things. I would do all the little things of acts of service, foot massages, trying to take as much of her load of off her shoulders as possible, and none of that was the problem. Oh my god.
Okay, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete retard.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
I was financially ruined from my previous marriage, and she knew all the details of my debts and my plan I have in place to clear it all. And in 2 years or less, I'll be debt free. She had a moment of clarity for herself. She sees me as too old to have another kid with her. Huh? What? He's 46. Too old. He's got another 30 years on average. Something I would love to do. You do realize you need as a man, you need 18 years with your kids. By that, really not even that. More, I'm kind of like at the peak for my kid. 15 years to teach him everything you need to as a dad. From there on, they're going to learn from, especially when you're talking about man stuff, they're going to learn from other men. And that's healthy. They're, and I've told this to my son. There's a point where you're going to get where I can't teach you anymore. Everything I've taught you, you've learned, you're going to have to get other stuff from other men. And that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I learned things from other men in my life. My dad taught me to a certain point. Then I started learning things from my grandfather, my best friend's dad. Trying to think like coaches. You know, that's why you need healthy male influence in your life. Something I would love to do is have another kid. She now sees my 2 boys as a liability financially and time wise. If we had a kid together, her and my boys loved each other too. This woman is fucking delusional. Like, It's harder with kids who are younger. It is so much harder. As they get older, it does get easier. Is there like I actually think it gets cheaper as they get older, to be honest, because they can get jobs. Like, and they can also do things to alleviate, you know, the what's it? The financial impact. And I'm much more ready for things financially today with a teenager than I ever was with a toddler. Like back then, that was like, oh my God, I got to pay for this now. They get along so well. The part that hurts me the most is the last word she said was she's not willing to go through with me rebuilding myself. It has crushed me like a heartbreak never had because she says she's losing me too. It also breaks my heart. Oh, this is a chick who she's gonna come running back to you in 4 years, dude. Uh, I can't understand how you can love someone and not be willing to hold them at their lowest point. I don't know any other way. Well, you need to stop being a fag, dude. My first marriage, I was cheated on. Second marriage, my ex nuked our finances with massive credit card debt. And see, this is okay, Jake. This is a guy who has not learned. Uh, he thinks he's learned, but he has not.
Right.
He has not learned anything. He is still making the same mistakes. I can't understand how you can love someone and not be willing to hold them at their lowest point. I don't know any other way. Yeah, I read that. Sorry. And now all the scars of my past I carry just killed love I have never known was possible. I wish she had known her capacity for me before she fell in love with me. Now I don't know how to move forward. I feel damaged. I don't know how matter how hard I try in a relationship, my partner isn't willing to put in the same effort I am. I don't ask for anything but to be appreciated that I'm doing a good job and safe in their love. I effing grind for the person I love, even when tired and sore. I don't stop. I now see myself as a liability for things I can't change. Um, I came back. My second marriage took me to the edge of killing myself. I came back stronger. I learned how to love again. I was ripped away from me again, no matter how hard I tried. Okay, dude. uh, Here's the bad advice. You need some hookers and some cocaine.
I plead the fifth.
And this guy needs a 19-year-old stripper named Destiny. That's what he needs. And also, you need to stop being such a pussy.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
Dude just needed to stay single. The chick seems like a gold digger. Yeah, this is again. This is what I said earlier. Stop putting women on pedestals, man. Like clearly, this woman, she's looking to level up, and you know, let her go. Let her go. Because here's the thing: she's 31. That wall is approaching fast. And I'm telling you, I give it 4 years and that biological clock is going to be ticking and she's going to be running back to him like, "Oh, yeah, I'm ready to have a kid now." And at that point, he needs to be like, "No."
No, no.
Like, oh my God. Some of these dudes, it's like, what the hell do you think you're doing, man? What the hell do you think you're doing?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
So that's been Skipper's bad advice. I hope you guys enjoyed my bad advice. And my one from that one, he needs. Larry says, "Where did the bad advice go?" Well, my advice is get a gun, buy yourself a gun, and then yeah, go meet a 19-year-old stripper and get some cocaine. Go to Thailand. Oh my God. All right. Been doing this an hour and a half, guys. I'm going to get going. Hey, Larry, are you doing a stream this weekend at all? Let me know, because if you need me to jump in, I'll gladly jump in with you. He needs to visit a brothel in the desert. They do have them. People are like, go to Vegas. Prostitution is illegal in Clark County. It is. Even though my favorite time in Vegas, okay? For those who, some people are like, I don't gamble. Why should I go to Vegas? Vegas is a blast. Good food, good shows. But my favorite time in Vegas, I like to go to bed early. I'll set an alarm. I'll wake up for like 1 a.m. Then I go out on the strip, and that's where you see the shit show. That's the real show of Vegas. That's where like the bars are closing, chicks are crying because Debbie is a bitch, carrying their shoes with mascara running, dudes with t-shirts that are ripped because the bouncer tossed them. Like, you're gonna see all that stuff. I normally go somewhere on the strip. I get me a beer. I remember, like, I was standing out and I had this beer, and there was this black dude standing there, and he's like he was just like, he'd had a fight with his girl, and he's like they were arguing, and he's like, you got yourself a little show. I go, why do you think I'm out here, dude? I'm like, here, go in, get yourself a beer. I go, you're gonna see the shit show out here. The Bunny Ranch is not in Vegas. No, it is not. It is, the one you're thinking of is up in Carson City. Yeah. Uh, there is a couple, I believe, in Pahrump, which is just outside of Clark County. If I believe that's correct. I'd have to look. And I only know that because my one friend, there was just another story about it. A Navy vet was working at one, and she literally married a billionaire, and they were calling it a pretty woman story. And it's like, of course, I had to jump in there. I'm like, it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
In the face! In the face!
I am so bad and so inappropriate. Oh, I do have one thing I want to do in Vegas. I was downtown one time, and all of a sudden, like, I'm walking, and I just noticed that I'm suddenly surrounded by midgets.
Sorry, I'm not interested in being friends with midgets. Midgets piss me off.
And yeah, there was like 20 of them. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, either I got hit in the head or there's something going on. And that one dude starts laughing, and he's like, we're all midget wrestlers. I'm like, oh my God. And I already had tickets to a show. I was like, I want to come to that so bad. I've been to midget wrestling before, but to know that there's one in downtown Vegas, I want to go to that one. So that's still on my bucket list. I still want to go. How fun it is to trigger snowflakes, trolls, and haters. Oh, I'm sure they're going to hate this episode. Slippery banana peel down a greased hallway. Right. Oh, but yeah, people, if you don't gamble, there's still reasons to go to Vegas. You can still have a blast in Vegas. Just be ready though to see the shit show sometimes, and that's worth it for me. That is absolutely worth it for me. The food is really good too. And the only problem I don't like about Vegas right now is everything is about these name chefs. Oh, it's a Gordon Ramsay place. It's a Vanderpump place. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay more for my food because you know the name of the guy who cooked it. I don't want to go to Guy Fieri's. I don't, or Emerald's. Like, no. Just give me the offs, like the places right off the strip where I can get like a super huge lasagna for $6. That's what I'm looking for. I want the shrimp cocktail that's huge. That's what I want. That's what I love about Vegas. What's the one place? Casino Royale, where they have the foot-long hot dog. Oh, I love taking my son. I love taking my son. He loves Vegas. And oh, we will, like, every once in a while I'll be like, "What should we do?" And he'll be like, "I don't know." And I'll be like, "Should we go for a foot-long hot dog?" And he's like, "Yep." And we go down. He gets the foot-long hot dog, and I get the big drink in, like, the thing, the yard long beer. And oh, we have fun. We have fun. I'm not happy about the Mirage being taken over by the Hard Rock, because first off, there was a Hard Rock and it sucked. It sucked. I am not looking forward to the new Hard Rock at all. And then they took out the Volcano. I don't get why Vegas has been taking away the free shows. I love the fountains. I loved the Volcano. I loved the pirate ship show back when that was there at Treasure Island, and apparently they're talking about bringing it back, which I think would be amazing. That's what Treasure Island was so stupid. They got rid of that in like 2001, and then or maybe 2001, 2002, around there, and then 2005 Pirates of the Caribbean comes out. They could have made so much money. Like, that would have been, they could have leaned so far into that. But they hated their theming at that point. Same thing with the dragon at um Excalibur. Excalibur's missing out because what they should have, look at what's popular, like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Lean into that shit. Be like, every day here is a Renaissance fair. If people came dressed up in Ren Fair clothing, be like, oh yeah, you're gonna get a free drink. Dude, I would be down there all the time trying to pick up some depressed, sad wench. The indoor theme park in Vegas. You talking about the one at Circus Circus? We want to go. We haven't gone yet. We do want to go to that one, the Adventure Dome. Um, and we've literally talked about going so many times, and we find other stuff. I do want to go to the Atomic Museum. And I've been to the Mob Museum. I really enjoyed it. I do want to take my son to the Mob Museum. That one is um, a really good museum. They have the wall from the St. Valentine's Day Massacre there. And but the what I wanted to see it. One thing that's really cool is the reveal of it, because you're sitting there and you don't realize you're looking at it until it highlights it, and it's really cool. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, enjoyed the Mob Museum. Absolutely would go again. Absolutely. Medieval Times is okay, but the thing is, if you're going to Vegas, they do the same thing at Excalibur. Um, uh, the Luxor, it's like they're scared of their theming. Lean into it. That lean into it, because if you give people an experience they're not going to get anywhere else, people are going to still go. Gone fishing? He's at the Goth Hooters. Seriously though, I if they opened up a Goth Hooters, I would 100% be there. 100%. Tilted Kilt is it's a different type of Hooters. Which Hooters I wasn't that on about, but yeah, like, uh, I want to do a big titty goth titty bar. There we go. Uh, I'll call it Vixens of the Night. Anyone want to open one with me? A goth titty bar. Do you know how much money I could, if I opened it up out here in the desert, like way out? Do you know how much money I could make just by being within driving distance to these Marines? I could make hand over fist cash. But I'd be like, no, our theming is goth girl. Sorry. That's one thing. Like, when I've gone to this, like, it's been years since I've been to a strip club, but when I have gone, it used to be that there were girls who would, like, you'd have like one who was a cowgirl, and then one, and nowadays they're all trying to be just like hip hop dancers. It's like, y'all just blend together. Why didn't I know he was gonna say Big Titty Goth Girls, right? Because hey, there's a market. There is a market for that. I'm looking for the emo girls. Let me see the where they've been cutting on their arm. Oh, all right, guys. I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had some laughs with me. I hope I entertained you. I will be back tomorrow, and I do have some stuff coming out later today. So thank you for being here, and as always, thank you for being worth serving.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.